In many cases, urban renewal in Roanoke meant splintering the African American community. It certainly meant moving it. Today, we enjoy the Civic Center and access to downtown along Interstate 581. But as 10 News anchor John CARLIN shows us tonight, many people alive today still feel the pain of being uprooted by those projects.
Firefighters in this old footage are practicing, learning to fight flames in one of the hundreds of homes condemned by the city to make way for urban renewal, the process of creating commercial space near downtowns across America, including Roanoke.
I think that this plan, as approved, will be allowed to develop this property to its highest and best use.
But the best use was not poor, mostly black neighborhoods. They produced little tax revenue for the city, and many felt rundown houses made a poor welcome mat for visitors. In some cases, houses were moved. In Roanoke, an entire cemetery with more than 1,000 bodies was moved. And most often, the city, using eminent domain, forced homeowners to sell, leveling entire neighborhoods.
Urban renewal just came in with a sledgehammer.
Reginald Sharif grew up in Roanoke and later researched the impact of Roanoke's urban renewal projects.
So who are the losers? The losers are the residents.
Sharif says the city paid under market value for the homes, making it difficult and expensive for people to move to new ones.
Casey, we understood you just sold your house. What did you get for it?
$10,675.
Was that what you asked for?
No, we asked $11,000.
Or do you consider that a fair price?
I think so.
Others were even more direct with their displeasure.
We have been given a dirty deal. I hope that the people of Roanoke, if they come up with any new plans, that will reject their bid for any new cleaning up in the city of Roanoke.
Claudia Whitworth, at 93 years old, still publishes the African-American paper, the Roanoke Tribune. But years ago, the paper's headquarters were bulldozed without notice.
My phone rang at 8 o'clock next morning and said, "Do you know they bulldozing the Tribune?" And I went flying down there. Everything was laying across the side. The whole building was there was no building at all. I lost everything.
Today, we see the Roanoke Civic Center, the main post office, Interstate 581, and even the expanded Coca-Cola plant. But we don't see the pent-up frustration created when those projects were undertaken.
And even today, the people in those communities affected are still angry. I mean, they are really, really angry.
Projects that are still burned into people's memories.
It's just like you're dead and looking at a nightmare.
Burning embers that flared up brightly in 2020, kindled by the death of George Floyd.
Justice for George Floyd!
And a reborn push for equality. In Roanoke, John CARLIN, 10 News, working for you.
And perhaps those voices have been heard in Roanoke's comprehensive plan released this month. The city is looking ahead to the year 2040. Included in the plan is acknowledgement that the city still deals with negative consequences of Roanoke's urban renewal programs of the 1950s and 60s. The plan says consequences are manifested in patterns that show worse health outcomes, less economic mobility, poorer education levels, and lower employment for the city's mostly black neighborhoods.